Welcome to Friday Night Football, the relegation / survival special. It's not often we start with the no face cam, but here we are with 6 games remaining in our inaugural Premier League season. We are 10 points clear of Port Vale. We are 1 point clear of Charlton, but if I finish here, I'll take that. Anywhere from 17th onwards is a massive success. Now we're up in this little pack: Blackburn, Sheffield, Charlton. We've got Port Vale back here, Leicester and West Ham, who have now brought themselves up to the point where a win or a point is potentially going to get them off the bottom of the league. So they've had a good resurgence. We are going into this game, or we're going into this stretch of game, Wimbledon, West Ham, Blackburn, Port Vale, Leeds and Charlton. So we've got everything in our own hands. Hopefully this is going to be a drama-free episode. However, since you were with us, terrible 3-0 defeat to Everton, which really took away from this glorious 2-0 win over Arsenal, Coutinho and Tristan. That came with a price, though. Now, if we have a look at this team quickly, a few bits that I'm going to have to look at here. So Davidson is on a 91. He has had to come in. This is Hugh Davidson. That's how injury-riddled we've been. Simon Tracy's going to be between the sticks. However, he will not be between the sticks next year because we have agreed a £800,000 transfer to Sunderland for him. But we're lucky to have him for the time being because we need him. With Davison out for 10 days. We've got Smith out. We've got Tristan out, Zendin out, Holt out. And also Coutinho, very low morale. But I thought he was injured. So let's get set up. Now, it is a wet 7 degrees here at Bramall Lane. It is Saturday the 8th of April. Our last game against Wimbledon ended in a 0-0 draw. This is what we've gone with. Simon Tracy in goal. Bjornaby, Nunes, Moore, Edworthy, all unchanged back there. We've got Paul Hughes on the left, Speed, Anderson, Little, with Devlin now in the attacking midfield role behind Coutinho. We've got Helgeson, Scarbelius, Davidson, Ferguson and Lee Walker. Helgeson is back to full fitness at least now. His shooting has also gone up to 16 because I believe that started at 15, didn't it, when he came in. Let's have a look at what Wimbledon are doing. They're in a 4-5-1. They're doing very similar to us. They've got Mark Crosley in goal. They've got Alan Kimball, Steve Chettle, Gilles Gramonde. Not familiar with Bjorg Hearns, I'm going to say that's pronounced. I do like the amount of positions that he plays, though. He's come over on a Bosman from Rosenborg. We've got Michael Hughes. They've got a lot of Scandinavians whose names I'm not pronouncing very well here. Frednik Winnis. Not even attempting that. Alex Ray, one of my all-time heroes. Neil Ardley. And then John Hartson up front. How is Hartson on this game? Let's have a look. So he became Ipswich's all-time leading top scorer in our previous playthrough. He's got a 4.8 million release fee, but they are not in danger of that. They have, however, let's go very fast then fast because there's a few games on it. They have just lost the League Cup final though to Man United, so this could be a good chance to play them. And we are going to get to half-time. I'm going to have a look at the other results as well. So we're going to start checking. We're going to start doing a little bit of league watching. Now, if there's any time for Paul Hughes to be making sure he doesn't go on the transfer list coming into next season, it's going to be with a good performance here and in any of the other games we need him in. Because I've been really disappointed with him. I mentioned that last time. So we're going to go down to fast here. I've lost my knack of reading and commentating on the very fast. I can read it in my own head. I can't read it out loud. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has that right. So it's 0-0 here. Let's check latest scores. Leicester are 1-1 with runaway leaders or current leaders, Chelsea. West Ham are losing though to Blackburn. So neither result there is that good for us. And I don't think Port Vale are playing. Charlton are losing. And there is no Port Vale. Clicked on the wrong team. It's not FA Manager on the PlayStation 1 where we did play as Wimbledon. I'm going to push Hughes in for Anderson. This is what I'm going to do. Paul Hughes is going to go in for Anderson. And then Hugh, I was like, what's the guy's name? It's not what you want from your manager, is it? Hugh Davison is going to come on for Ola Anderson. Hugh Davison played in the last game, or he's played in 2 league games. He's played he's on a 6.50 rating. Considering he's a 21-year-old, basically debutant, never played a game for Dundee, I feel like that's pretty good. So he was someone that was very highly recommended by my scouts, which is why we brought him in last year on a free. He was going to be part of the plans in League One, but then we ended up the Championship, but then we ended up not being there, so could be a good candidate to go out on loan next year. Couture shoots low and hard, but he's bullets wide. It's a goal kick. It seems very appropriate. Did Crosley ever play for Wimbledon? I don't think he did, but it seems like it fits like canonically in my head. Right, we're coming into the 70th minute. We're going to get Helderson on for Couture. Couture has now got 5 Premier League goals. Helderson is on 3, so he's had a bit of a slowdown since he got his injury. But at the minute, as boring as it is, if this ends 0-0, I'm going to take it. So I'm not looking to go 4-4-2 or anything like that. We're going to keep matching them up in midfield and hope that we can nick a winner. We're starting to shade the shots. What I might do, let's see how Devlin's doing. There's probably going to be no time here by the time this happens. Right, Ray's getting a yellow card. That'll be of no surprise to no one. Right, we're going to bring Scarbellius on for Devlin. Devlin's playing okay, but then we're just going to push these two around. So Scarbellius with his crossing 20 or whatever it is, going to the left. Davidson a little bit through the middle, but nothing has happened. So it is finished 0-0. We've grabbed a point. Charlton have lost. West Ham have lost. So we've climbed a tiny bit further away. We're now 11 points clear. But they've got a game in hand. Let's see what happens with this game in hand first. Corby Town, big 2-0 win over Marine. We all knew that was getting a shout out. I don't think I ever had a single playthrough on any of these games where Corby Town ever legitimately made it to the conference where you could play as them. I do recall a career where I put them there on the editor and played as them. Right, FA Cup semi-final, Man United versus Bradford at Anfield and Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds at Old Trafford. I miss the neutral ground. I'm not a fan of Wembley being the semi-finals. I know they paid so much for it and it's probably nice for the fans. Now I feel like the finals are dominated now by certain teams, but I love this era. The idea of Man United being the home team at Old Trafford. I've specifically got Miles Bloke out looking for talented players. And Jeff Breslin has come up. And look at Jeff here. He's pretty interesting to me, pretty tight. He's got a minimum release fee of $375. So he is going to go on my shortlist for the time being. But anyway, here's an important announcement coming up here. Invitation to the Intertoto Cup. It's unlikely we are going to be the highest ranked team, but we're going to apply. Does getting into and applying for that, does that count as Europe if it was to happen? I would say yes. Right, so Port Vale are away at Leeds. Port Vale have lost. So we are one step closer. There we go. Look at this. We've now got an 11-point lead over Port Vale. Now, Carl Court, we'll just touch on this because we tried to sign him last year. He's agreed terms with Aston Villa. He's had a pretty successful first season at Crewe and he's hit 21 league goals in 34 games, 24 and 41 overall. Crewe are in 5th place at the minute, so they're chasing the playoffs. Now, they're not chasing automatic promotion because Middlesbrough absolutely destroyed this league. I got the notification that they had got promoted back when they were on like 37 games. So it's one of the earliest I've ever seen a team win the title. So they're on 102 points with 3 games to play. And then you've got Wolves, who are now on 91 points. Let's have a look. So Kyle Court, top scorer. Effin Akuku, here he is here. 17 goals. Ian Moore. How is Ian Moore on this game? So Ian Moore is nowhere near the level that we previously saw him hit, at least ability-wise. Mikel Fossell, on loan from Chelsea, wants a new contract. Martin Butler, the Cambridge, former Cambridge player, got left and got 16 goals for Peterborough. He's now got 18 goals for Wolves, leading the line for them. Now, Glenn Hurst, we brought him in, didn't we, on our previous game? And didn't really do a lot for us and ended up leaving. Clyde Winhard is here. Clyde could be a tidy signing, couldn't he, for someone? But maybe not for that money. And let's check one. Let's check one more. Let's check Hakor Gudnason. I mean, he's pretty decent, isn't he? Great off the ball, good acceleration, strength is not great. Technique, though, is magnificent. Here we go, people. Could this be a day that puts us towards Premiership football? Okay, maybe into Toto football. So we've got West Ham 20th versus Sheff United. Arguably, they've got a much better side than us, and we'll check that in a minute. We've got Port Vale at home to Spurs. We've got Blackburn at home to Liverpool. And we've got Man United at home to Leicester. We've got our backup goalkeeper. Let's check our team first. So we've had a little bit of a break. And we've got quite a few of the players returning now. Coutinho is going to come out. That's going to be my first change. Hughes is going to come out and Zendin's going to come back. And Morris is going to come back. Then I will sort out the bench and we will get into the game. So we're going to have a look at our team first. So we made another change in the end. So the Tracy in goal, Bjorn Bean, Sergio Nunez, Moore, Edworthy. No changes there. Zendin, Speed, and then Holter's return now that he's fit. Little, Morris, and Helgeson, H squared up top, with Hughes, Scarbelius, Tristan, Devlin, and Lee Walker on the bench. Let's see what West Ham are doing. An absolute crucial game for them. They've had a look at the what can Maceo not cope with, and they've brought out the 3-5-2 version 2, strikers pulling out. So Kitson and Mills there. They've got Cole, Solano, Foe, Minto, Sinclair, Ferdinand, Margas, Boardman, and then Danny Coyne in goals. Apologies for reading their team out in reverse order. I don't know why I did that, but I started, so I finished. A player who is top of my wish list for next year, Joe Cole. If they go down, I'm going to be there. And I didn't mention him, but I don't need to mention Rio Ferdinand. If you're here from the Ipswich playthrough, you saw how many times I went for Rio Ferdinand. I must have put in 9 offers for the guy. It was bordering on harassment. So, obviously, if they go down and he's interested, we know I'm interested. I said drama-free. Trevor Sinclair is on my watch list. I'm a huge Trevor Sinclair fan. For him to go and do that to me... Do you know who I am, Trevor Sinclair? A bit upsetting. We're 1-0 down. Didn't win a game for 7 months, so it's natural that they would be out here with their backup goalkeeper beating us. Have we even had we've had 1 shot. The injury was inflicted by Ferdinand. He's like, I'll show him, boys. Right, this isn't working. Nothing works against this stupid formation. So I'm going to do something stupid myself. What am I going to do? That feels pretty stupid. This feels more stupid. There we go. Front 6. How could it not work? Paul Devlin is coming on for Glenn Little. I'm like, there's too many of you playing 5s for me to be happy, so someone is getting hauled off. There we go. Devlin got forward. He sprayed that across to Zenden. Zenden's put it back to Speed. And it looks like Speed's hit it. And we are doing some stuff now. They've just got booked. Margas must now be careful. This feels a bit better. Oh, driven low. Speed goes for the follow-up. I was declaring myself a genius in the head. Was preparing to say it out loud. And then it didn't happen. But look. We are doing stuff. We are doing the football. We've got 30 minutes to go. You're not cutting it for me. It's Tristan time. Am I going to bring Paul Hughes on? I'm not going to bring Paul Hughes on yet. Morris is going like, let's get all the way forward. You join that attack. Now, what's better than having a few shots is scoring. Oh, Speed. Speed had a shot. Tried to put it in the top corner. It's not happened. They brought on Mark Burke. I'm so annoyed at half time that I didn't even check the other results. Devlin swings that in. Zenden with the header. It's his first ever goal for Sheffield United, and Sheffield United have pulled level. And take that, bottom of the league, West Ham. We might be getting a point. What have you done that for? Paul Hughes, this is your chance. You're going to come on for Diego Tristan, who won't stop getting injured. And you're going to swap. Lee Morris is going up top. Paul Hughes in the middle. Let's give you guys a spin around. Oh, just... Didn't move then. You will be moving to Sunderland. And that's why you're not playing. That's why you've not been in the team, Simon. This is why managers kick water bottles. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing. Has this got any worse? I'm going to start at the bottom because it's easy for me to scan out. But Port Vale have drawn. That doesn't help them. Leicester have lost. They have gone bottom. Blackburn have drawn. Where's Charlton? Where are you hiding, Charlton? You're not there. It's 9 points. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that. That's annoying. Diego Tristan has been a tremendous flop. Let's just put that out there. He's only started 8 games. He's scored 2, 6.14 rating. Only the 2 goals overall. Lots of substitute appearances. He's not improved. And there is no way anyone is going to trigger this 4.9 million release fee. In my head, I had him getting like 12, 13 goals. Corby Town have cheered me up. 12, 13 goals. So like Barcelona coming in for him, getting like 4.9 million from them, plus like Danny or someone from their transfer list, and then winning the Intertoto Cup. And that's not going to happen anymore. Like Sunderland are now starting to annoy me because I wanted Jasper Blomqvist and I don't have 1.1 million to offer in response to that. They didn't sign a player all year, and now they're just like, look at all this money. We'll spend 800,000 on Simon Tracy. Now, if you're interested in the European Cup, here are some of the results. Man United now away on through goals, where they will meet Porto, who have dispatched Roma. Let's have a look at Roma's team. Antonoli, Annoni, Candela, Walter Samuel, Zago, Dejan Rakunic, Antelenic, remember him, can't remember his name, Luigi Di Baggio, Montella, Fabio Jr. and Ambrosetti. Who have they got on the, anyone on the bench? Oh, they've got Dan Petrescu. They've got Tomasi. And in the Cup Winners' Cup, we've got Mallorca looking to overturn a 2-goal lead to Lazio, and then Real Madrid and Rennes 0-0. So let's see what happens there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Suddenly don't care about... Oh, Davidson is back. Right, okay, I'm not... Okay, right. Let's enjoy the European football again. Right, Mallorca haven't returned. That is an incredible result. Who has got them those goals? Carlos, Gomes, and Quinteros. What a team Mallorca have got. And they're in the final against Real Madrid, so it's an all-Spanish affair. Massive game. These idiots owe me after last game. We were very close in my head to having to play Lee Walker in goal for a crucial game. Now, let's get O'Connor back to the reserves because I don't like seeing him. Little is out. I'm going to play Davidson. I'm intrigued by what this guy can do. We need to get rid of Tristan. Let's get Couture back on the bench. I think we're good there. 4-4-2 push. Gillespie, Duff, Wise, Draper. That's a classic mid. That is a classic midfield, isn't it? And then Janssen on Egil Ostenstad up top. It's like if you clicked through and you found out that Roy Hodgson or Mark Hughes was managing that Blackburn, you just accept that that was a real team that they once had. I can't believe we wasted Zendin's first goal by losing to West Ham. And then just be honest in the comments. You all knew I was going to lose to West Ham, didn't you? Because we've been looking at their lack of wins all year and looking at their players. If they now sneak clear somehow, and I don't get Rio Ferdinand again, end of the playthrough. We'll just move on to the next game. Having his shirt put by Dennis Wise. No one's surprised to see Dennis Wise booked, are they? Oh, and we've hit the crossbar. Who was that? Now, in that game against Everton that we did lose 3-0 that I showed you, Kevin Campbell came off the bench and scored for them. And none of these strikers are doing anything to show that they will be holding him off next year from just going immediately into that starting space. Because I feel like we're going to stick with this formation, at least initially, and we're going to build in this formation. Better striker, better goalkeeper, better centre-back, midfield, centre midfield right spot, so speed will stay, upgrade on Holt, upgrade on the right-hand side spot, and potentially, if we can, an upgrade in the attacking midfield role. And that's my shopping list. It's a penalty kick. Wise with a penalty. Goal for Blackburn. Wise nestles it into the back of the net. They seem happy to defend. West Ham are drawing. Port Vale are drawing. We are losing. Listen to us, lads. I've just outlined how many of you I would ideally like to improve upon. And it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't make it go any higher. Fix this. I don't know why they added team talks to the later games, because you don't need them. You just do them yourself. I don't care if no one's listening. I feel a lot better. And if they do score, you'll never convince me that wasn't part of it. I'm going to have to get a striker on here. Davidson with a save. Right, we've got 21 minutes left. Petra, get on there. Do something. I'm like, do I send these boys all out attack again like this? It seemed to work last time. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can have another right winger to left winger or go 2-0 down immediately. That's his first ever goal for Blackburn. Which Grant is this? Gareth Grant, I will hate you for life. If when this game finishes, we have a look and one of those other teams has scored and has got to win, we'll be a teensy bit nervous. See if we let that guy score past us. With a header as well, was it? What is it? Lads, he's got a heading of 9. I feel like my team talk made it pretty clear that was not what I wanted to happen. We've got a good crowd as well. We finally got a good crowd. And look what you've done. I'm not nervous. You're nervous. Not at all. Right, there's what's happened. What has happened? Port Vale have drawn 0-0, so they have gained a little point on us, but hopefully that's not going to help them. Blackburn, though. What is this message? Mark Edworthy is banned. I mean, that's just great, isn't it? So we've lost to West Ham. We've lost to Blackburn. This is Sunday, so Sunday football doesn't register on our scale. That end of the league, you guys do whatever you want. If you lot want to kill each other, you lot kill each other. This is what I'm more interested in. Charlton Leicester. This is a game. What's happening? Let's have a look. I was going to say I don't care if Charlton win this, but I do. I don't want to be here with this resurgent West Ham team on our shoulder. So I want Leicester to win this. There we go. Right. I think that was the best result we could have hoped for. Gives me a cushion, gives me a buffer. I'm still nervous. Wish I'd not worn a hoodie to record in. Just please. It's Port Vale. It's Port Vale away. So, at the minute, George O'Callaghan is not playing. He's hardly played since he scored his goal past us.
So let's just take another look at that one.
Right. Aurelius Scarbellius has requested to leave Sheffield United. He's unhappy with his current contract. He's Lithuanian. If we get 1.2 million for him or anything near that, I'll be delighted. For the time being, he is here, and that means that will count when we decide who we are going to play as on FIFA 98 Road to World Cup Sega Saturn Edition. Wished I'd got it down before I announced that. But he will be the makeup of where we may be playing when we have a look at that.
That's an intelligent piece of football.
This is massive. This is a massive weekend of relegation derbies, relegation battles. West Ham versus Charlton. We've got Port Vale versus Sheffield United. Leicester versus Dub, not a relegation, but they don't particularly like each other, do they? You got United up to third versus Man United. Is that going to do anything? That's not going to do anything. Look how far behind they are. It might help them help Arsenal. But no one cares about that. Right, Martin Smith is out. Oh, God. Right, I've got Nunes is a 90. Helgeson is a 92. They're both coming out. It's not the time for this. Ferguson is going to go onto the bench. Nunes is going to come out, and Clark Carlisle is going to go in. Look, Clark Carlisle's tackling is finally going up to 12. So let's start to get him involved. This is your chance, mate, to come in and impress me. because these idiots are not impressing me. Let's have a look at our previous record versus Port Vale, just because I'm not in bad enough of a mood. 2-0 defeat, 2-2 draw, 1-1 draw, 1-0 defeat, 1-1 draw. I don't know why I did it. Right. Not even on the bench. Marcus Bent's there, though. Vale Park, Stokes, wet 7 degrees, Sheff Utd. Oh, low and hard, and he's clipped the post. And we have started much better than we ended. Good save. He's had to push that away. And then Gary Speed has hooked it clear from the looks of things. We've had 2 shots, neither on target. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target. Perfectly timed challenge. Oh, loses his man, hits that, and we've had a save from the big Kevin Pilkington. Maybe if they need, they'll fire him up front. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit nervy. I'm less nervy now. Gary Holt has scored. He struck that from some way out. That's his second goal. I'm sure he's never scored before, but I don't know when he got that other one. We need that. We needed that. We were a nervous side limping along. What a time to get a first win potentially over Port Vale. Lovely strike by Carl Griffiths. Davidson won't get there. What a time to concede. That we shouldn't have been playing that amount of injury time. I'm going to wait for the ref in my head and shout at him again in my head. Right. Leicester are winning. West Ham and Charlton are 0-0. And we don't really care about Blackburn now. They're gone, aren't they? I don't think they're playing anyway, so they must be the Sunday or the Monday game. Couture is playing a 5. That's it. Straight. Get him off. Am I going to put Devlin up front? What's Devlin's off the ball? Devlin's off the ball. His determination is great. I think I'm going to do it. Devlin for Couture. Then if I need to, he can spin back into the Davidson spot. And we've got the option of putting Ferguson up top if we need. Imagine playing a 5 in this game. Devlin's just had a diving header. This guy wants it. Davidson is now playing like a man who knows I've got at least 10 goalkeepers on my watch list. With the fact that Tracy is going out, I have to be really serious about addressing that position. Either potentially with 2 players, a starting player and a backup, because I don't know what his intentions will be. Another header from Devlin. If we bring in a goalkeeper and he does drop down to the bench. Now, we're about to see some extreme cowardice coming up. I'm going to pause here. Any substitutions I make are going to depend on this. Those are still 0-0. Leicester is 1-1. I'm not going to change anything. Whilst it is 1-1, whilst we're getting a point, this point is better for us than it is for them, lads. We're going to leave this. Yellow card for Gardner. We've got 10 minutes left. Morris puts it high and wide, but he's wasted some time. They've had to get that ball back. The final whistle has gone. And we've taken a potentially valuable point. What's more valuable, though, is we have taken 2 points away from Port Vale, which I believe, with the maths in my head, is going to relegate them. Let's click this before we check the league table. Port Vale have been relegated. We may not have beat them, but we have removed them. Allow me a wry smile. It didn't work. I'll see if I can Photoshop one on after. I'm still too unhappy. We've got Leeds, and we lost to Leeds. They scored that 97th minute winner against us last time out. Let's have a check of the league. Let's get rid of my face for this one. Now, the smile on my face this time is real, because I've just done some maths, and we are staying up. That point at Port Vale has assured us a second season of Premiership football. West Ham, 28 points, not going to catch us with 2 games to play. Leicester, 29 points, also not going to catch us. Charlton, nervously glancing over their shoulder. We are going to finish these final 2 games on fast. We've got a potential to relegate Charlton if one of those guys get their act together. But depending on whether it's West Ham or not, we might see that the reserves goalkeeper who plays fours make a strange appearance. Let's have a look at this. Sheff United directors are delighted. So you've changed the tune, as you should be. We set out to finish 17th. And we're going to do it. Or, well, 17th or 16th. I know there's prize money at stake, but I'm not fussed about which one of those positions we take, to the extent I'm going to play some of the fringe prospects. I would like to have got Jason Roberts in for one of these games, but I don't think he's going to be back in time. But we've got Leeds, we're at home, final game of the season. Hugh Davidson is out. That's disappointing, because he's started to come through. So I've brought Bircham up. He is going to play in this game. Do you know what? Let's leave Lee Walker on the bench. Tracy is leaving. Carlisle is going to have to come out. Let's get Cowlin on. I know Cowlin's not a prospect. He's 25. He's another that, like, he's not really done what I was expecting or hoping from him, because we've not needed him in the end. Let's get Davidson off. Let's get Little back. Let's get Harris in. Couture on the bench. Devlin can stay there. And that's what we're going to go with. Craig Moore can stay in. If I can, I'm going to put a lowball offer in for him, depending on what money we get, if we do get any money. Because what will probably happen, now that it seems that the board were happy with me, they'll give us like 1 million. We got 7.5 last time to spend. If I could get that again, I'd be pleased. But let's wait and see. Huckabee is the scorer. It's not really affecting me. Like, just let it wash over me. I never want to lose games, especially a derby. But Neil Harris has scored. It's his first ever goal. So I'm glad that we've included him. Disappointed that no one's come in for him on loan. Let's get Hughes on for sending. This is a chance for Hughes. Bellew is furious. Right, what have we got left? Let's get Scarbellius on for Bjornaby. Defence is playing well. Let's get Devlin on. Let's get Devlin on for Morris. 15 minutes for these guys to try and impress. I'd be interested in having a look at Harry Kuehl as well after this game. Here is Harry Kuehl. He's decent, isn't he? Look, 21-year-old, happy to stay at the club. Relegation release fee, that's not going to get triggered. What was his caps? 11 caps, 4 goals. I thought that said 1 cap, 4 goal. So I was going to say, that's a hell of a record, isn't it? What has happened in this race? Right. Blackburn have lost. Doesn't matter. We can't catch them. Port Vale got smashed now that their wheel's broken. West Ham have lost. And Leicester have won. I believe that relegates West Ham then, doesn't it? Because they were a point behind. Lovely stuff. Chelsea have won the Premier League. Congratulations, Chelsea. West Ham have been relegated from the English Premier Division. Let's just have a check to make sure the players that I want on my watch list are on my watch list. So I'm like, Wongchop's not been playing, has he? He doesn't have a relegation release fee. Cole, already on. Lampard is out on loan, so where is his blue name? Lampard, there he is. Out at Luton. Relegation release fee of 1.1 million. So I don't think I'm going to be the only one looking for that, but we will be looking at Frank for sure. He's 20th in Division 2. Let's see the league. So he's barely helped Luton to avoid relegation. I'm like, Di Canio is already transfer listed. I don't think he's going to offer us too much. Someone I did have on my list is this man, Shaka Hislop. Relegation release fee of 2.1 million. So someone I will be keeping an eye on. They've got a good team, West Ham. I don't understand really what has happened. Ah, Brian Robson. There it is. Mystery solved. A UEFA Cup result. They may have sealed the Premier League, but they did not seal the UEFA Cup. Celta have beat them 3-1 at Wembley. And it's Benny. Big Benny McCarthy with 3 goals. 2 goals? 2 goals. Who else has got the other one? Oh, Alejandro Valrala. I could never say that. He was a great player, though, wasn't he? Kike Martin. I'll be back to have a look at you, Celta, and which players you aren't playing. And here we are, Corby Town in the final at Wembley against Dover. This would have been 17, 18-year-old me dream. I presume that means another final. Here we are, final day of the season. There is a chance that Leicester can leapfrog Charlton. Leicester are away at Everton. Charlton are at home to us. Jason Roberts is back. But I can't risk putting him in with that. Right, Bjornaby's out. That's the only thing we need to be looking at changing, isn't it? So Bjornaby is going to go off. Scarbellis is going to go in at left back. Murphy's going to come onto the bench. I'll tell you what. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave Harris there after his goal last time out. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to be sentimental. Ola Anderson, the 33-year-old Swede, he's retiring at the end of the year. He came in for a mere 100,000. He's on 10,000 a week, so, it's not an insignificant wage. But he's been a good contributor. He has contributed to us staying up. He's contributed yellow cards mainly, but otherwise, this is his last game. I'm playing him. I'm putting him in. I'd never heard of him prior to this. Let's keep it on fast, and at halftime we'll check what's happening with Leicester. Nervy times, I'd imagine, for Charlton. I should really have had a look to see who had the better team and who had the most players that I could potentially look to steal. Now, Heskey does not have a release clause. Otherwise, I'd be trying my absolute hardest to sink Leicester City. And they're losing. They're down. So I'm I've alleviated my guilt here. I don't need to worry about anything. Let's get Couture on. Could potentially be his last game if we can get him out. Let's get Devlin on. Would love it to be his last game if it meant someone offering his actual transfer value for him. There's so many Scandinavians on my shortlist that I would love to be living in Sheffield next year. I'd put them all in one house. Paul Rickers has scored. And they're staying up. I can't even know. Leicester have equalised. Now we're potentially heading for a timeline where Leicester fans will forever hate Sheffield United, because they'll be like, if they do get a late winner, they'll be like, if only you guys had done your job. But you shouldn't be relying on us, Leicester. And they've scored again. It is Martin Pringle. And they didn't do their job anyway, so they can't be mad at no one but yourselves. There we go, guys. Opening Premier League season, ended up finishing 16th, despite losing on the last day. So, 37 points, something we need to be looking to improving on next year. Sheffield Wednesday, 55. Only won the 9 games. We drew 10. So we've got a lot of work to do there. We only scored 26 goals. So again, a lot of work to do there. Who scored fewer than us? Port Vale, West Ham by 1, Charlton by 4. Got the same as Coventry. Well, that's tragic because Coventry have got a much better team than us. Why are you playing Robbie Keane in midfield? This is why you've not scored any goals. Whelan, John Aloisi, Darren Eady, this guy, Carl Laurie. Come on, guys, sort it out. Or don't, because that actually helps me. Leicester have been relegated from the English Premier Division. We've been awarded 1.3 million. Do I have any money? Still don't have any money. Maybe if I click on and then go back. Right, let's check this, because I was very interested in this when it happened. And let's check that as well. Arguably a bigger game. Mallorca, European Cup Winners' Cup champions. And Cobby Town got smashed in the replay. Stupid Dover. Who's Justin Richards? On loan from West Brom. What a horrible timeline that would have been for me. Mallorca win the Cup Winners' Cup. We still don't have any money. We've got 1.8 million in the bank. We lost 465,000 last year. I presume that's the my Zendin terms coming back to bite me in the posterior. Right. There we go, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in and has been watching along, commenting along, and just enjoying the series. If you do want to leave me a comment, let me know what has been your favourite part, or who would have been your player of the season if this was real and you were getting a fan vote. I am off to make myself a celebratory cup of tea. Now I'll edit this episode, and then we will be back with the transfer special.